Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of a brand new series for GTA 5. This was Cars vs Cars. We've got Entity going against Adder today. Requested in by Belinda Hines and many of you guys in the previous episode. I just want to say I made a slight few changes to this series, quite a few changes to the tests as well as the cars itself. When we're testing, we got the fully stocked instead of customized, so none of the cars are going to be customized from now on. So let's get right into it with the drifting for the Adder. This car in particular is really good at drifting compared to the Entity. And that's specifically comparing it to the Entity because this car isn't that great when you compare it to other cars, but it's still really good at drifting when it comes to comparing against the Entity. You can see a perfect drift right there, but when it comes to the Entity, this car isn't that great at drifting. You can see why. It's quite low and it's very grippy, so there isn't really much momentum going with the drifting. As you try to attempt to drift around the corner, it just straightens up immediately, so it's a struggle. So definitely a point gone towards the Adder there, but for handling, the Adder isn't the greatest. Definitely a very big car, so when it comes to sharp corners, you will quite often spin out if that's the case, or most likely lose a lot of speed. With the Entity, however, you can see the car is perfectly streamlined and the design makes it perfect for you to go at very high speeds around sharp bends. Alright, so with a short off shotgun durability test, slightly changed it up just to see how many shots it will actually take instead of how long it would take. So this, in fact, for the Adder takes about, let's see how much it takes. It takes about 15 shots for it to blow up with no armor whatsoever. Now for the Entity with no armor whatsoever, let's see how many shots it will take. And the engine for both these cars are actually on the back of the car, so this one takes 11 shots. Therefore the Adder wins that little test. But for the head-on collision damage, we had to see, it's kind of self-explanatory for this. It definitely had to be the Adder taking another point there. So Adder is now 3 points up and the Entity with only 1 at this very moment, and the insurance dude's gonna be pissed off with that one. But yeah, man, this is looking really good for the Adder right now. But for the fastest car test, this was really interesting. I was actually quite shocked by this result. I had to test it out 3 times in a row because I wasn't too sure at first. So the Entity takes the lead at first, but then, about time, the Bugatti or the Adder ends up going faster than the actual, the Entity itself. So I was like, at first, holy fish, the Entity had really awesome acceleration, but could not keep up with the Bugatti at the end. But the customization, we've got the Adder with pretty poor customization, but the Entity pretty much smashes it out the window. So the Entity deserves a point. They're currently 4-2, but we've got the 4th gear acceleration test to see how fast we can get it up to 4th gear comparing to both these cars. We got the Entity at first, and this ended up going with no upgrades, by the way, but everything is in stock, so the stock parts gives us 15 seconds for 4th gear. This time testing it with the Adder. This was actually really interesting. It's really tight, these tests, alright, and they were done multiple times. I reassure you that, because I don't want you guys to think, oh, I'm just doing this purposely to get the scores tight or whatnot. But this is 0.12 seconds behind the Entity, and the fastest brake time is 1.21 seconds, and for the Adder, please, 1.23. so that's a 0.2 second delay for the Adder to slow down, therefore making the scores tied at 4-4 each, so making these two cars pretty much the same for its own reasons, for different reasons, sorry. This is down to really your choice, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments below which one's your favorite car out of these two. It was extremely tough. You can see by the results we got tied scores here. So I personally would prefer the Entity for racing. Some people would prefer the Bugatti for, the extra security to not spin off, because the Entity is very lightweight. So there's all these different factors that you got to deal with. But for the most comfortable feel to free roam with these cars, I mean, really, it's very, actually, I can't really tell really, because both these cars are absolutely amazing for their own reasons. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Holler at me in the comment section with any other suggestions, and also let me know, as I said, which one's your favorite car amongst these two. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button. I'd be greatly appreciated. Check your sign out. Good night, peace. Yeah. Oh, if you guys haven't seen the first episode, make sure you click on this fat annotation on the screen right now. You guys can see the carbon is there going against Coquette. Pretty interesting stuff over there, so go and check that out. See you guys.